From the 1011 streaming studio, this is Star City Buzz.
Welcome into the 1011 Now streaming studio. I'm Danielle Schenk alongside a new face here in the studio, Jessica Blum, taking over for Bill this week. She's still knows weather like he does, but has a little more hair and is probably better looking.
Just a little more more hair, and Danielle jokes. But we've got a lot of comments from people that we work with that we look similar, our hair's similar,
Hey,
so
maybe one
compliment
of
back
these
to
times we
you.
can play have a twin day.
We should.
Sometimes
we
we-
almost do.
Yeah, sometimes we unknowingly dress the same and we're like, great minds think alike.
Hats off to the chef, though, Danielle. I learned from the best.
All right, starting things off, not festive, but something I know a lot of people are going to be tuned to.
Including
is-
you.
Yes, of course, me, is Nebraska volleyball.
Yeah, they're taking on Long Island University, and we talked about the first serve being a little fluid in this one just because there is a game before that, Kansas State against San Diego. San Diego's the higher seed in that one, but Nebraska will tip off I say tip off, I want to say basketball. First serve is about 30 minutes after that one, and a lot of people probably looking for something to tune into on a Friday now that football is kind of wrapping up too.
And so hopefully you have ESPN Plus. Otherwise, I'm sure you can
point.
tune into John Baylor and
Absolutely.
Lord Cook West. I mean, they always, give a good call. On
I've
the
found
game,
myself on the road a lot more too, Danielle, and so I am tuning into them. Radio is so fun to listen to. They just do a great
Yeah,
job.
and sometimes on the games, I just turn off the commentators and turn
That
them
too.
on anyway
Sync
and try
'em
to
up.
get it synced up. I mean, it's hard.
It's definitely worth it.
Yeah, and so the winner of Nebraska and Long Island and the winner of Kansas State and San Diego will then play on Saturday at 7 o'clock. So that's it for our kind of Husker stuff here. We're getting into the festive stuff now with a Santa Bash over at the Lincoln Airport.
Yeah, Danielle and I were joking that Santa is very busy throughout this weekend and really throughout the season, of course. So he's going to make a pit stop at the airport Friday night from 4 to 7 p.m. And maybe Mrs. Claus shows up. If she doesn't, maybe she's getting ready for other things going on this weekend. But with this bash, there is a lot going on.
Yeah.
I was reading through what they've got kind of on tap. A lot of holiday cheer, but it includes hot chocolate, festive activities, live performances, and a free photo with Santa. You can't pass that up at this time of the year.
Yeah. And if you're wondering what to wear, they say wear your festive PJs. So this is a cozy, comfy little activity. You'll have some performances from Starstruck Dance Academy and Ritmo Irias. Right?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Regardless there. And of course, hot chocolate. Food, things like that. And so we're thinking maybe Mrs. Claus will be there. If not, she might be resting up for her event over at Shields on Saturday and Sunday.
That one also looks fun, 10 a.m. to 1:30. I know with the weather, we're thinking maybe a little rain trying to come in the afternoon, more of a chance for some snow up in northeast Nebraska. But if you're looking to stay inside, do some fun things with Mrs. Claus and some Lego, that looks like a fun event, but it is officially sold out. It looks like fully booked up. And they're very grateful for the overwhelming holiday excitement coming from the community.
Yeah, so Shields is going to be a very busy place. They'll have some sweet treats there for the kids, all that fun stuff. But a fun event for us that's kind of piqued our interest here a little bit is this Bloodwood Masquerade Ball.
Yeah, Danielle and I were talking about the fact that there isn't a lot of dances or fun things like this when you get to our age. I feel like there are once you're like a little more established in your career and there's galas and things. But in high school, you have like prom and homecoming, and I always thought it was fun to dress up for that. But then you have this. Something they say steeped in scandal and suspicion. Love a good masquerade. Phantom of the Opera's one of my favorite musicals and movies, and this seems right up that way.
Yeah, and so you have to kind of buy your tickets ahead of time, which are $50 per person, but they start things off with sending you an unmarked envelope in the mail.
Ooh.
So then you open it up and you get all the fun little details. You'll enter the grand halls of Bloodwood Castle, where every guest hides a secret and one hides a killer.
Who will be standing when the masks come off is the question they ask. But this isn't like isn't just one weekend for this. It's just starting this weekend.
Yeah.
It's actually going to go through January and February, about every other weekend or so, it looks like.
Yeah, about every other Friday, I think. And of course, there'll be snacks, beverages, games, mystery. This is an 18-plus event. Back to the festivities with some concerts.
a lot of good musical numbers up at Lincoln Lutheran. With what you got, Bathtub Dogs at 3 p.m. There's two
That's
shows.
a
They're only going to be at the
great
3 p.m. Yeah, I love them. I've heard some of their work when I was at UNL. They're a great group. And then LPS All City Girls Chorus is only at 7 p.m. So I think you get one or the other, kind of whether you choose Bathtub Dogs or the All City Chorus.
And maybe the Lincoln Lutheran Chamber Choirs at both, I think. That's over at Faith Lutheran Church at 3 or 7. And then to round things out on Sunday, you can go shop local downtown.
Please do. There looks to be like 20 or 21 different businesses on the list of people who will be there, including coffee, you've got barbecue, just, again, some other good local businesses that produce some really cool holiday things at this time of the year, a dog leather company, Woodworks. I mean, everything you could probably think of for shopping local and getting a little bit of your Christmas list checked
absolutely.
off for the family, for the friends. Great event for that coming up.
Yeah, and I know we've had them on, I think, the 4 o'clock show a couple of times this week to kind of promote this awesome event. But there's several markets happening here this weekend. The Girl Scouts are putting one on. I think there's another one over at Nebraska Innovation Campus. Looking at any other events piquing interest. Of course, there's some pop-up bars, Captain Jack's, the light show.
I will say Danielle does a fantastic job of putting this all together for you to have in one spot on our website everything that's going on and when it's happening and links so you can pique your interest and see what's going to fit best for you and maybe your family and friends.
And we've mentioned Santa being a busy guy, having some breakfasts, maybe some lunches, but he'll also be over at Gateway Mall, so you can get your picture with him. Tell him
very exciting
the
staple.
kiddos, can say, "Hey, I want a cell phone." For you. You're too young.
Ooh, yeah, that's controversy. Kind of coming out there.
How's the weather going to be for all of these events happening?
Yeah, it's a great question. Friday looks great. We're looking warmer, temperatures in the 40s, I think, to end out this week, which we have not been there in a long time. Yeah. But then Saturday and the end of this weekend gets colder, and I know we were looking at some precipitation on Saturday. It's so common that Lincoln sets up on this rain-snow line where it looks like, ooh, it could go either way. I think we're leaning a little warmer. Rain probably going to cause, for those that don't like snow, maybe a good thing to happen that we cut back on any accumulating snow potential here. But in northeast Nebraska, that could go up to around an inch to maybe a few inches by the end of Saturday and going into early Sunday, and then Sunday will still be cold, maybe a few flurries out of the clouds, but we'll end the weekend a lot colder.
Yeah, I mean, almost a shock with this snow because last year it was so late.
That's what everyone's been talking to me about, Danielle. They're like, what is this winter season really going to be like when we've got snow like this? It's just because the latest seasons, and especially last year, it didn't happen until January.
Yeah.
Record latest first snow and measurable snow ever in Lincoln's history. And now it just feels like we're getting it all at once.
Yeah, and then the 40s, now it's going to be all slushy and sloshy. And
yeah, I hate when the snow starts to turn gray and it's kind of gross. It's a beautiful wintry wonderland for a time, and then it turns kind of gross as it's melting and refreezing and all that.
Yeah, so if you're looking for something to do this weekend, we definitely have a full list for you. And if you have any ideas that you want to send our way, just check out that little lower third right there. Well, for now, we will end it right here.
Sounds good.
All right, everyone have a great
Happy
weekend.
holidays.